All right. Now, I talked about this at the end of my last video, but I want to separate it out just because it's all speculation. I mean, like, we're going to find out in a few days anyway, so we might as well just... no, just, you know, we'll just spin some... We'll talk about some spinnery, right? Now, the concept, because, like, again, like, we just really have no idea how this Kameo system works. Is it going to be just like a slightly enhanced version for MK11 assists? Is it going to be like, you know, like King of Fighters games where they jump in and do like a combo or a couple of fireballs, then jump back out, you know, or like a Marvel game? Could it be more like how, and this is my idea, that they've removed interactable stuff from the background, like jumping off rocks and crap, and your Kameo fighter actually is part of the background, right? So you know how in like games like King of Fighters, where if you play in like a team mode, you've got your other teammates sitting in the background waiting for their turn. Take that concept but make it fully interactable, right? So the way it works is that your Kameo fighter could, you know, maybe they kind of like, you know, so while you're fighting, right, they kind of like are kind of tracking you in the background, right? And then depending on what part of the background they're in, you might be able to interact with them, and then they can grab you, and then the camera will like go from like this position. It'll kind of like zoom right in to like a cinematic sort of moment where the character, like the Kameo character, does some sort of move or special move or something like that, and or uses the stage, like the background, to also become part of the combat as well. So instead of chucking old ladies and throwing people in like outworld lines and stuff, it actually, the Kameo fighter is the interactable portion of the stage as well. And that way the Kameo fighter can either be activated to do direct attacks against them. So it might be that they might, like, you know, throw a fireball from the background or something like that. It might be that they grab them and pull them into the background and have like some little like cinematic experience or do something like that. Now, as that as a concept is fantastic, right? If they did something like that, I'd be just as impressed as I was when they brought in death traps in MK Deception, right? Where you could literally kill them just like that. That would be impressive. I don't know what happened in Midway, from Midway to NetherRealm, you know, like, because when you look at their older games, they took so many risks, and those risks all paid off. Like, they were so good, and they felt like Mortal Kombat. Having instant death traps and fully interactable stages that you would like get thrown through or kicked down of or kicked off of or whatever, you know, that really felt like MK, you know, like part of an MK world. And I know other games have done it, but like it really felt like they nailed an MK version for themselves. There's Daniel Pacino. That's really cool. I like the fact that they did that and made him actually look like him in the, you know, in the versus pose. So this is why I'm curious about, you know, the Kameo system. If they're going to talk it up, then it's got to have a pretty big game, and that would impress me, right? So you take out all the interactable stuff that you would just interact with jumping off and things, because that's so stupid. Like, it's just dumb. It's not an Injustice game, it's a Mortal Kombat game, right? It's just stupid, all right? But what would be cool, right? And again, this is the thing too, is like the Kameo system is like, is there going to actually be a storyline connected with this? Is there going to be some sort of like symbiotic connection that you must have, you know, as part of the story, that no, you have been partnered with this person, and they basically shadow you, or you shadow them as you work through the story. I'm wondering if there's going to be like a story system in place to explain that. But anyway, interesting language in the background. My apologies. Right. So I'm interested to see what the Kameo system will do. I am very worried that it's just going to be some rubbish bare bones thing that is going to divide the MK community because their favorite character is now locked behind a shop window. Right? A glorified shop window. Okay? That's all it'll be. I'm hoping... These are my two wishes. My main wish is that over the life cycle of the game, like I talked about in a previous video, that every Kameo fighter will become fully playable. If you've already made a fully playable character, then you've already made the Kameo character. You understand what I'm saying? Right? You've already done that part. So that hard part's done. Right? Through free patches, combat packs, whatever. Like, make it so that by the end, every single person that's an MK fan knows that, okay, my character's a Kameo, but I know with 100% certainty that, damn. Wow, we got like Bison there. Right. Knock the Doom's head. That's cool. Anyway, I love Mugen games. Yeah, so that would be my wish. Because then, yeah, your favorite character will eventually become playable. It means that you're more than likely going to stick around with the game rather than sitting there going, this is just crap. I'm never going to... Like, my favorite character is a Kameo. Are you serious? Right? And of course, then they'll probably monetize it big time. They'll probably come out with some Ultra Ultimate Edition, you know, and it'll be like this massive, essentially a massive expansion to make them all playable. Either way, like, I'll be fine with that. Okay, I'll be fine with that. But my second wish is that the Kameo system really is unique. Make it unique. And the only unique way that I could see it being good, apart from some copy and paste rip-off of previous games, what they've done, is actually take the concept of interactive backgrounds that you brought in with Injustice and then into MK10 and 11. Make the character, your Kameo character, track them in the background, right? So they'll move along, you know, whatever. And then, like, when you get, say, near the tree, see, for example, a tree here and smoke popped out. When you get near the tree, right, there's a Kameo background interactable that you can activate. And then, like, smoke will, like, come out and grab you and pull you in, and the camera pans around and does this, like, cinematic thing where he, like, beats the rubbish out of you and all sorts of stuff or whatever, right? And then you could also have a non... Like, and different parts of the stage will be ways that you can either activate the Kameo character to drag you into it to interact with the stage, or drag you into it, like, or they jump from the background into the actual match. You know, like, they might push you as a main character to the back and then grab them and do some stuff. Or that even from the background, they actually do, like, special moves and stuff. So if Sub-Zero's in the background as a Kameo, right? And you activate the Kameo system to only essentially do, like, the first tier of an attack. Like, so you got maybe, like, multiple tiers where, like, first they'll do, like, a special move or something, or a special move. Then they might be able to do a combo, right? And then the third one will be they will actually pull their character into the background and do something really amazing. And then the fourth one will be, and it may not be tied to those, but it could be separate. It's tied to the fact of, okay, you know, at various stages along the actual background where your Kameo character will be tracking you, they can actually grab you and smash you into the tree or whatever, and that can be universal for any character that is a Kameo in that background, right? That would be exciting. That would get me... That would make me reach for the box of tissues and the lotion. You know what I'm saying? That would be awesome. Imagine for a second taking this stage with the Deadpool, right? So you could have, like, you widened a bit, you know, you've got your Kameo character, like, tracking you in the background or whatever. They probably have little, like, emotes and things that they do, which is, like, really unique and stuff. Or if nothing's really happened, they might sit there and look bored, you know, Cabal could be swinging his hook swords going, come on, man, I want to do something, right? And then you activate. Now, when they're near the door, he could grab them and, like, smash their head into the door. Or grab them and put their head under the acid. Or grab them and grab a hook from the ceiling and, like, reef it under them and like it pulls them up and they do, like, a combo and then kick them off back into the match. That would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. Right? Absolutely amazing. Perfect. Actually, it would be perfect Mortal Kombat stuff, right? And then the cameo system becomes a massively integral part of the game, which is great. It makes it feel like Mortal Kombat, which is even better. And then as I said, my first wish would be that hopefully every cameo fighter becomes playable. So then as an MK fan, and many of you out there would be too, the theory crafting and the excitement, knowing what it would be like, going, okay, well, Smoke's only been like I've only had, say, like maybe Havoc. Oh no, they should all be cameo characters, right? But like, say for example, Smoke's only a cameo character. You know, so your theory craft, I'm looking forward to him being playable, and then vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like vice versa. You know, because then if you know that the character is going to interact in the background with the stage, then you get to see a cameo character, which could also be a favorite character, use the stage to do more harm and damage, you know, against your opponent, using them, and vice versa. That's one of the things too. I just thought of this, actually. I know the video is getting on a bit. That's one of the things I just thought of. Because I'm assuming that the cameo fighter will be an absolute. I'm going to assume that the cameo fighter will be an absolute choice when you play the game. You choose your main, you've got to choose the cameo. If that's the case, then we are getting some MK2 background Pit 2 stage bridge level vibes, where we might actually have the cameo fighters as like, just like in the background while we're fighting, also engaging. So if they get too close to each other, right, they might like push, hey, you know, like, you know, or they might do stuff in the background to each other, right, while we're fighting. Now, we've been seeing stuff like that in MK games for a long time, but in MK11, in the loading screen, we actually have shadowed versions of the character of what we chose and who we're fighting shadow box each other. You take that concept, you put it in the background, so while we're fighting, they're also in the background too. Now, the only downside of that is that you don't want it to be distracting. It has to be done in a way that doesn't feel like, okay, it's going to actually distract you from playing the main game because you're too busy focusing on that, right? It's got to be done right. Those concepts would be awesome. That would fit Mortal Kombat. It'd make the cameo system completely unique, not a copy and paste of other stuff. And again, just to finalize, my first wish would be that every cameo fighter becomes fully playable by the end of the cycle of the game. Then that way, everyone would stick around, everyone would be looking forward to their cameo becoming a main, and vice versa. And everyone would be super happy. Anyway, catch you next time.